Hey everyone, Nicole Russo and Ashley Mailloux welcoming you to DRFTV's Oaks Countdown for this season. The 2025 Kentucky Oaks on May 2nd, now just more than 10 weeks away, and we're starting to really get into things as many prep races will now start going up in value. The Oaks, like the Derby, uses a point system to determine spots in the starting gate. The field will be limited to 14 starters, and each week we'll show you that current top 14 as well as who's right on the bubble. And Ashley, I think at this point, Good Cheer, who's atop the point standings, has certainly established herself as a divisional leader. But remember, at this point of the season, some recent Oaks winners and champions like Malatha and even Torpedo Anna last year had not yet made their 3-year-old debuts. So this is the picture with plenty of action still to come.
And that's the excitement about it, right, Nicole, is that it is 10 weeks away, but a lot can change and this leaderboard can change. Prior to just a few days ago, Tenma and Lakara were at the top. Lakara was able to kind of sneak her way to the tie at the time on the top spot with that win in the Suncoast. But this is still going to change each and every year when we talk about the 14 that make the starting gate. The other thing that changes is the number of points that you need to get in. So agree with everything you said at this point. Good Cheer is certainly the filly to watch, but there's going to be a lot of movement here, especially when you talked about other horses in the past. I think certain connections gravitate towards gearing up a little bit later for the Oaks.
Absolutely. And one name that you don't see on this list, obviously, is unbeaten divisional champion Immersive, winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, sent to the sidelines with bone bruising before we even kind of got into prep season here. But such is the depth of Godolphin's Barn and two-time Oaks winning trainer Brad Cox that they had a powerful backup in the wings in Good Cheer. She remained unbeaten with her win in the Rachel Alexandra, and which she won as expected in a field that scratched way down. As you see on her past performances, she's won all her starts by open lengths, all at a mile or longer. Distance, I think, no question for this filly by two-time Oaks winning sire Medaglia d'Oro out of multiple Grade 1 winner Wedding Toast. What are the questions that we still have about this filly at this point of the year, Ashley?
For me, it's where she's going to take another step forward and she's able to do it against a bigger field. You talked about last time out in the Rachel Alexandra, the fact that there were several defections. She had to beat 3 other horses in that field. She beat those 3 and she won and she did it easy, but always a little bit of I guess, a knock on my part. I did think she's immensely talented and she's done nothing wrong, Nicole, but it's just when you look at the fields that she's beaten, typically the field size is 5, a big field was 7 for her, just not the same sort of thing that we've seen from other horses. And I'm not sure in those trips, especially in the last 2, she really hasn't encountered trouble, right? So when you do think about the Kentucky Oaks, the Kentucky Derby, you start thinking about a bigger starting gate, more horses, more traffic to navigate through. I'd like her to kind of overcome something like that in one of her prep races.
Absolutely. I always say it's, one of those cliches about race horses, but it's don't worry about what you can see, worry about what you can't. And I want to see what a horse shows when they get into a scrap, when they have to dig deep. And certainly you're going to face adversity in races like the Oaks and the Derby. Looking ahead, I mean, if you want to see big fields, we're going to see them in a couple of the prep races this weekend. Looking ahead, 3 points races this weekend. This is the current schedule at the time of our filming, as weather kind of continuing to play havoc with some track schedules. Of the 3 points races this weekend, the most significant of those is the Honeybee at Oaklawn. And you've got a big field of 13. The exciting Muhimma unbeaten for Brad Cox and the Shadwell team, but you've also got Quiet Side, Quick Kick, Take Charge Milady. It's an interesting field that could tell us a good bit.
Absolutely. It's a field of 13. You mentioned a lot of the big names. There's 5G off a really flashy figure last time. Talked about Kenny McPeak. He has a couple of in here. And then when I kind of looked at this field as well, there's just horses that I think they can take a step forward off their last out effort. So for me, I mean, obviously all of these races are important, but I kind of agree here, Nicole, that I'll be looking at Oaklawn Park this weekend and really focusing in on the Honeybee.
Well, whatever happens in the Honeybee, we'll be back right here next week to bring you the implications of that result, plus any other developing news on the trail to the Kentucky Oaks. We are now into the 10-week Oaks countdown here on DRF TV.